Matthew 13, 24 to 34, the weeds among the wheat. Several parables are only found in Matthew's Gospel. They include the planted weeds, the unforgiving servant, the labourers in the vineyard, the 2 sons, and the last judgment. All of them end with scenes of someone's downfall, while the minor key theme song of judgment plays in the background. The unforgiving servant ends up being tortured in the dungeon. The labourer who dared to complain about his wages is sent packing. The son who didn't go to the fields is eventually excluded from the kingdom. Those who did not see Jesus in destitute go away into eternal punishment. And the weeds get collected, bundled and burned in a furnace of fire. That's a whole lot of judgment for one gospel. Speaking of judgment, I rolled through a red light several months ago and was stopped by a police officer and given a ticket. I was given the mandatory opportunity to attend red light school. I sat there with 20 to 30 other fellow citizens, now labelled the red light runners. The 2-hour programme began, as you would expect, with a slideshow of cars being destroyed by red light runners. Slides of people hurt and even killed by these red light runners, and statistics to last a lifetime. Flashing before us in the hour were images of the consequences of our actions. I must admit that as weary as I sometimes get of Matthew's repeated pictures of judgment, I do scrupulously stop at yellow lights now. Matthew must have thought that his congregation need a warning label affixed to the parables, a warning of the consequences of merely doing their religious lip service, of being hearers but not doers. A crucial expression of obedience to Jesus' teaching, emphasised by Matthew, is not to judge ourselves superior to others on the basis of our religious heritage of observances. The parable of the weeds, a parable unique to Matthew among the 4 Gospels, shows us that he believed the present is a time of grace in which God allows weeds and wheat to grow together, and it's God to judge which is which. So we are not to judge one another, but we are to live aware of the winning of what has come to God's hands. The presence of forgiveness in our lives is an important crucium on which our obedience will be judged when the time comes. We are not to roll judgmentally down the road of life, but we are to stop when necessary, to take stock and to take stock of our own sins, and to extend the same forgiveness that we have received to others. Matthew emphasises that the one who teaches us this lesson on forgiveness is the Son of God, who has promised to be with us to the end of our age. Therefore, we are not being asked to summon this forgiveness apart from the presence of Jesus, but summon it we must. When we read this parable of the weeds among the wheat, we'd better not assume we are the wheat.